everyone, and welcome to Live in the Solution. These are your readings for February the 26th through March the 4th. And first of all, I want to give a little astrological report on what's going on, because there's a lot going on this week. And I will put in the show more section below the timeline that you can skip the astrological report if you are checking out your sun, moon and rising, because these are for your sun, moon and rising also. Thank you guys for all the wonderful comments, for liking my videos, for sharing them, and for subscribing. And please, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I have also created a Patreon page, and if you would like to show a little love, you know, please patronize me on Patreon. People say, don't patronize me. Please patronize me. The link to Patreon is in the show more section below. I welcome constructive criticism. I just kind of did it today. It was, or yesterday, I should say. So I've kind of, you know, trying to get my head around all this technical stuff, and you know, it is what it is anyway. So I would really appreciate it if you check out my Patreon page. So without further ado, let's go to the astrological happenings and transits this week. Now we have on the 1st, we have a full moon in Virgo. Now Virgo is the opposite sign of Pisces, and Pisces is dreamy, watery, go with the flow, spiritual, yeah, whatever, you know. And Virgo is practical. It's an earth sign. It's, you know, a perfectionist, analytical, you know, has to get things right. Now, this is happening, I normally don't mention the degrees, but this is happening at 11 degrees and 22 minutes. 2 power numbers. So that's kind of exciting. So it means it's a very powerful full moon. We're going to feel kind of emotional and possibly self-critical or criticizing others. We need to be aware of this. We need to be aware of our internal dialogue. We need to be aware of how we need to be kind. So we've got to put kindness and compassion in front this week. And it's really important to keep our focus on what we have accomplished as opposed to what we haven't, and how we've done our best. And if we are going to criticize, we need to do it in constructive criticism. Like I take constructive criticism, I welcome it. I can have growth through constructive criticism. I don't take that personal, but when it's unkind, and of course, that hurts my feelings if it's unkind. So I'm very fortunate that I get lovely comments. Occasionally, I'll get one or two that are unkind, and I just send them off with love. Because what you put out, you know, you get back sometimes. So I have to be mindful to be constructively critical about myself, because we can also, when we're constructively critical with ourselves, it's kind of personal growth, isn't it? It's looking at where we need to improve. That's constructive criticism, but it's not, you know, like you're no good and you can't do this and why do you bother, and you know, you're useless, and you know, those kind of thoughts are not helpful. So we have to really be aware of our internal dialogue and how we're treating others. We all want to be treated with kindness and compassion, don't we? So that's what we need to do. We need to do with others. Now, at the time of this full moon, around the time of this full moon, we also have Mercury in a positive aspect to Jupiter, which means, you know, Mercury is about the intellect, Jupiter is about expansion. So it means, you know, brilliant ideas, innovative, creative ideas. And I always feel that we get that when we go inside and we meditate. So that's a brilliant, wonderful opportunity to meditate and get these wonderful, incredible, creative ideas and how to move forward with our lives. Now, we have, of course, we have the sun in Pisces. and right next to Neptune. And the sun is about identity. Neptune is about spirituality, angels, guides. It's a wonderful time to connect with your spirit guides and angels and really connect spiritually, and really identify what your belief system is. This is a wonderful time to explore that. Incredible creative meditations are possible at this time. Now, Mercury and Venus are conjunct with Jupiter in Scorpio, right? Mercury and Venus in Pisces are conjunct with Jupiter in Scorpio. So we've got Jupiter in play a lot. This is expansion. So it's very, very important to keep our thoughts and positive and optimistic, and because we can go down the spiral in the other way, right? Whatever we focus on expands at this time. So it's really, really important to really look at how we're thinking and what we're projecting out into the world. It's a wonderful time. That aspect creates this wonderful kind of spiritual conversations. It's about being receptive. It's feminine energy. It's receptivity and it's healing, deeply healing. So when we can have these philosophical, incredible spiritual conversations, and it's a very healing energy that's coming in. It's about having trust and faith in divine timing. It's about being patient, because we could have this tendency to be a little irritated next week. If we are aware of that, we can sit back, take a breath, and just, you don't know what someone else is going through. You don't know what feelings they're processing and so it's about being patient, it's about being kind, and it's about stepping back and being in Pisces energy. Okay, let's go with the flow. You don't have to beat the horn. You don't have to, shout at someone. You don't have to, put yourself in that anger. Now, Venus and Mercury connect with Chiron, right? And Chiron's the healing wound, the wounded healer, the healing wounded, the wounded healer. This is a perfect time for healing and personal growth, and it's a positive healing energy. So this week, I think, is a wonderful week when we're aware of the shadow side of things, so that we can keep it on the positive. We can, connect with other people and, have these wonderful conversations. We can meditate. We can work on it, healing our soul, healing our psyche, expansion, growth. Personal growth. This is a perfect week for personal growth. March has the energy of the number 5. Freedom, expansion, change, doing things differently, not wanting to be tied down, keep moving forward, keep it on the move, restlessness, right? So it's interesting that we have all these planetary aspects, this astrological change that's going on. So it really kind of goes with March, right? Okay, let's go to your cards, shall we? Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your reading for February the 26th through March the 4th. We're going to get this up by the skin of our teeth. Listen, the first card that comes up for you, Gemini, is the 5 of Cups. This signifies that you're focusing on what you don't have as opposed to what you have. This is about, it's funny, as I was shuffling the cards, patience came to me, and I kind of think that that's on the agenda for this week. It's in divine timing. Everything is going to happen in divine timing. So astrologically. So I feel that it's never, I always say it's never been so important, but it really is important to keep your mind positive and optimistic and focus on what you have as opposed to what you haven't. Now, excuse me, clarifying that card is the Seven of Autumn, which in the first sentence is patience. I have patience. Have patience. The Seven of Autumn comes up when I believe that this is all, look, he's sitting there, he's contemplating, he's sitting on all those pumpkins. To me, he's also got butterfly wings, which indicates change is coming. So a change in the tide is coming for you. It's a positive change. You need to have patience. You have to have faith and trust that things are going to happen in divine time. So it's very important to come out of this crying over spilt milk, focusing on what you haven't got as opposed to what you have. And this is about standing back. Look, we're going to have this, we could have this tendency next week to be self-critical. So we have to really stand back, give ourselves credit for how far we've come and what we've done and what we've accomplished and what we do have. It's so easy to say, yeah, you have this, but you need to do that, you need to do the other, and you haven't done this and you haven't done that, and it's berating ourselves, and it does a number on our self-esteem, which affects us in all areas of our lives. So it's very important to look upon your glass as half full, Gemini, as opposed to half empty. Now, the next card that comes up for you is the Knight of Swords. This is like the champion for justice. He's like impulsive. He runs in, he judges really fast, and he knocks you out of the way and down if you're not doing the right thing, right? This is about moving forward. Absolutely, it's about going forward. But when this comes up, I would definitely say don't react out of emotions. Don't react. Don't be too quick to judge, right? And don't act on that judgment, because more will be revealed. You have to kind of, think on your feet, but don't go in gung-ho and, without a thought. You have to have this, because this Knight is black or white. There's no grey area. And right now you're being asked to consider the grey area. And clarifying that is the Three of Spring. This is like, in the traditional tarot, he's kind of standing there, and the guy's standing there and he's waiting for a ship to come in. This is about making long-term optimistic plans. It's like, know your ship's coming in, understand that, and look for it, expect it, expect your ship to come in. And it's also about patience. This also mentions patience. It's so funny. As I was shuffling, that's all I was thinking about. Or that kept popping up for me. This is like good things are going to come through hard work and determination. So really relax. Stop stressing about what's not coming. Know in your heart that it's on the way, and it is coming for you. It's coming for you in a good way, darling. It's coming for you. And look, the next card's the King of Pentacles. Abundance. This is abundance, darling. This guy is... Oh! Where was I? The doorbell went and I jumped out of my skin. Anyway, so we have the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles is about, look, he's creative. He's always got his hands in the soil. This is about bringing in creative energy and tapping into that this week. And he's all about luxury and abundance, right? So when he pops into a card, it's saying through hard work, you're going to get paid. This is just know that it's coming. It's definitely coming. Also, you've got, clarifying that, you've got the Ace of Summer. So if you're not in a significant relationship, it could mean that you're meeting someone new and interesting. And I am getting, for some of you, it could be a a business partner or an opportunity, somebody that brings something to you, an opportunity, definitely. And if you are in a relationship, this could mean that your relationship is getting to a deeper level and deeper understanding, more meaningful. And so, Gemini, don't forget, please keep your thoughts positive. See an optimistic future. Wait for your ship to come in. And patience is the key word for you this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. To inquire about or purchase any of Mary's services, please email Mary at liveinthesolution.com.